Networks don't talk about it. Government can't tax it. But sports betting is a $200 billion a year business.
That's a major U.S. Supreme Court ruling that could open the door for legalized sports betting all across the country.
The Supreme Court is giving the green light for states to determine on their own whether they want to legalize sports gambling.
Tell Donahue his next pick is good for 20 grand, but I need him to guarantee a win, okay? I need a lot.
He's not that fucking good.
No, Tommy, he has to. All right, he has to, or else they're going to kill me. Do you realize this, Tommy? They're going to fucking kill me. I can't afford to gamble anymore. I need a fucking lock.
My boy KC said I had to pop my shit on here a little bit more, especially after a 7-1 fucking night. Welcome into Lock Talk. It is Friday morning. Happy Friday to everybody. It is March 7th. It's Jake O'Kane with you. Sorry, I'm shouting. I am super excited. We had ourselves a hell of an evening. I got myself a nice steak dinner. They didn't have ESPN Plus at the steakhouse. That's very unfortunate, but that is kind of what I expected. 7-1, fellas. 7-1. That puts us at 25-10, up 7.5 units. For us that bet $100 units, that's $751. That's half a boy's mortgage. And we're only at Friday. We haven't even got Saturday yet. So there's me popping my shit. I don't like to do that a whole lot. But hey, great night. Loved it. Super exciting. I have some more action today. I didn't think I was going to actually come on stream. I was up ripping the bourbon till about 10:30 last night playing poker with my high school buddies. I ended up waking up at 4:30 anyway, so my body was ready to rock. But yeah, man, 25-10 plus 7.5 units, 7.51 to be exact. Things are working out. They hate to see a silly goose winning. Shout out my boy TJ for that one. Fellas, let's lock in, though. We do have over 30 games, or right on the nose of 30 games tonight and today. I shouldn't say tonight. It's very much today because our first action, I am the number one person against this. Hold on. I'm just making sure that I'm correct on the time. Getting too excited. Let's take a look here. Oh, yeah. You guys want 11 a.m. action? I got 11 a.m. action. Let's drop High Point laying 13.5 against Weber State. Do you guys remember the song Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker where he says, to Johnson City, Tennessee? Yeah, he was talking about the Big South tournament, and that's great. But yeah, no, let's talk about High Point. This team goes 26-5 this season. Their two matchups with Weber State ended in 42 and 23-point blowouts, respectfully. The Panthers top 50 in points, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, 3-point percentage. Not a dominant team ATS, but they've covered 7 of the last 10 down the stretch. They've covered 6 in a row. I'm actually laying the points in the first game of the day. I can't believe I'm doing it, but I've got High Point laying 13.5 against Weber State. Next one, we're going to talk about the Pride of Hofstra. Hofstra laying 7.5 against NCA&T. You can tell I was definitely a little tuned up writing these notes. Sometimes your smoke is too tough that you have to run a bet back from last week. In this case, Hofstra beat A&T like a drum, 70-49 a week ago. It's a game that started tight but quickly flipped out of the first half. Few things stood out to me that required a rebet. They've hit one, and I put in parentheses, one more three-pointer in this matchup, shot 7 less free throws, out-rebounded them 41-30. Are they fixable? Absolutely. Are they easy to fix in 5 days? Absolutely. Hofstra, lay 7.5. Georgia State against Marshall, over 153.5. I think this is going to be an absolute blast of a game. I think it's a late afternoon tip. 166, 171 are the point totals we finished with during the regular season. With a pair of games, high totals, easily could have made it to overtime. So I love this one. It's tournament time. I expect both teams to empty the clip like I've been talking about. Each of them are top 100 in pace. They fall outside of it when it comes to offensive net rating, but they also fall outside the top 250 in defensive net rating. So I love that. That's absolute gold when we're looking at a couple of sides that are playing for a season. This one, I wanted to talk a little bit, and just looking at my stats, I think my stats are wrong. Nope. It's right. Yep. Both teams hover around the 70% free throw percentage. So if this thing gets tight down the stretch, I expect them to make their free throws. I'm going over 153.5. Georgia State against Marshall. We're cooking. Murray State against Bradley. Another over 133.5 on this one. Don't look any further than their last matchup, which people are going to brush off because the game went to overtime, but this game ended at 150 in regulation, 75-75. Okay, I'm not super worried about that. Games in Bradley's building where they regularly play into the 120s they regularly play into the 120s and 130s when it's in their building for Murray State. It's not. It's in Bradley's building, where on the road we see Missouri State increase 15% when it comes to points scored and increase in points against by that same 15% margin. The Braves, they're about 500 across the board on trends. I'm not super worried about their ineptness to get to the number. I think it's off by 6 to 8 points. 133.5 is crazy low. I'm going Murray State. Bradley over in that one. 2 more games to go. VMI. This is probably, I would say, my favorite bet of the day. VMI team total over 72.5. Now, our team total yesterday, sweaty. Did not love how that game ended up, but we ended up winning it, so we'll take that. But when I'm looking at VMI and the Citadel, it is really hard to beat a team 3 times, especially in March. I'm going to admit that. So instead of betting VMI, why don't we just take their team total? Their team total seems to make a lot of sense. They score 74 points per game. They had totals of 75 and 82 in their first 2 matchups. The Citadel, they are bottom 10 in both overall net rating and defensive net rating. Not great. Not great. This. I don't know how we get to 72.5. I'm going to do 3/4 of a unit. This is the worst team in the SoCan, and the SoCan is not a good conference. Feels like I'm missing something. Said it yesterday, but we ended up blowing that fucking game out. So is what it is. Last game of the night that I'm going to bet, but I'm going to talk about one after. Illinois. We talked about it yesterday in the stream. I'm betting Illinois no matter what going forward. Unless they're playing Wisconsin, I will bet Illinois no matter what going forward. This is a team that was it's crazy. We're here 4 years removed from 5 years removed from COVID. And we're talking about teams being sick. Illinois was sick. Illinois came into Wisconsin, got absolutely shit rocked. I think they had 3 or 4 straight losses. They're healthy again. Brad Underwood's got his team fucking cooking again. He's an absolute scumbag, and he will recruit your best player during season and sometimes even after the game. Trust me, us Wisconsin players know, or fans know. But he's a damn good coach. And Illinois, I don't think super highly of Purdue. The Michigan game, by far one of the most impressive wins we've seen in the Big Ten. A group that is, for a show that talks about senior night as much as we do, for me to be so high on a group that is purely underclassmen, I think that means something. I think Illinois, it's unbelievable. And yeah, I talk shit about Brad Underwood, but he is top 7 coach in the country. I think I would take him over just about anybody. Yeah. So I'm going to lay 4.5 with Illinois. And the last one I want to talk about, I couldn't get an angle. Colorado State and Boise State. Broncos, they have a bye no matter what. I was hoping that this game was actually going to mean something. It is senior night, 3 starters that are getting not enshrined, but getting honored. I just can't do it, man. I can't get there. Colorado State, really, really good stuff. Good morning, Paul. I missed your shit. Oh, man. Oh, no, I didn't miss him. Paul's right on the nose. Good morning, Paul. Hope you and the girls are doing great. And Mama Paul is doing great as well. But yeah, man, Colorado State, Boise State is going to be our game of the day. More than likely, Illinois, Purdue tips, I think it's 7. That game is a late tip. So that is going to be great for anybody that's looking to get sauced up and watch a little good basketball. But yeah, man, that's really it. It's a short Friday. Run through it again. Illinois laying 4.5. VMI team total over 72.5 against the Citadel. Murray State, Bradley over 133.5. Georgia State against Marshall over 153.5. Hofstra laying 7.5 against NCA&T. And then High Point is going to get us cooking against Weber State. Darius Rucker's wagon wheel in Johnson City, Tennessee. All right. Good shit, man. 7-1 yesterday. I can't be any more excited. 25-10, up 7.5 units to start March. It is day 7, though. So let's have, it's day 6. Am I crazy? No, my computer's off. It is day 7. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is my computer? Regardless, thank you everybody for watching. Only 10 minutes today. Short episode. I'm thinking we might have to do 2 streams for tomorrow because we got a lot of fucking basketball to cover. So, yeah, that's it. 5 plays for tonight. Tail him if you want. Fade him if you need to. Definitely due for a shitty night because we've won every single game or every single night on stream. So, definitely due for some regression. I'm going to keep betting. So, stay sharp. Good luck with everything. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow.